I'm going to show you how to get the lantern in Elden Ring. This is a light source you can put on your waist. Just a free light source. You can take it off. You can put it on. You can take it off. You can do as much as you want, just like how you use the ring, popping up the interactive menu. It allows you to use two-handed weapons while still having light in the dark, especially helpful for caves that are pitch black, so you can still see what you're doing while also having either a two-handed weapon or still being able to use a sword and a shield. The other alternative is to use a torch, obviously, but then your left hand is occupied. I know a lot of you probably don't want that, so the lantern is going to be your best bet. So in order to get the lantern, I'm going to quick overview of the map, and then I'll revisit the map later in the video in more detail. So your starting zone is right here. This is like the first building that you come out of. You'll head east to this road. You'll go down this road. It'll fork, go north, follow the road, go up here, go through the plains, get down here. There's a shack at the beach, and you'll go to this shack. You'll know this is it because there's a grace right next to it. You'll go in there, and there's a merchant in there, and he'll have the lantern for you. So let's go ahead and check this thing out. So this guy, he has it. It's a merchant here that has the lantern for 1,800 runes attached to waist to illuminate surroundings. Yeah, okay, well, let's check that out. So I'm gonna put this away, obviously. I'm gonna open up our equipment, and it is not equipment. That's right. I had a friend tell me about this. It's actually gonna be something that you put on like the ring. You go here and then switch, whatever button at the bottom right to switch. And then you're going to select the lantern, and then you're going to use it just like how you would use the ring. So in my case, in the Xbox controller, I would hold Y now and press left on the D-pad, and it'll put a lantern on my waist, which will illuminate my surroundings for a period of time, and I can use it as much as I want, as many times as I want. So let's go to Nightfall, where we can actually see it a little bit better. Unfortunately, I'm not at a cave right now, but that's not really relevant. You get the points for caves specifically, so... Nightfall is not very dark, but you can see the point. It's the exact same thing as having the torch, although I think the torch gives a little bit more light. So the torch still will be better for total AoE light, but the lantern's pretty cool. If you want the torch, by the way, the torch is actually at the Church of Ella, just right out of the gate. First place you go to, hopefully, just straight north of the starting area. But yeah, the lantern. Pretty cool thing you can do. It'll help you out so that you can have both hands free while you still have light. Very helpful for traversing dark caves, especially if you're someone who uses two-handed weapons, because then you can't use a torch, obviously, because you're using two-handed, and you don't want a one-handed two-hander because it just makes it not as good. So lantern's a must-have. Definitely want to check this one out. Let's see, can I turn it off? Yeah, and I can turn it off whenever I want. Same way with the ring. You just use it like the horse, and you just go back and forth. So that's the lantern. One more time, it is down here at the Isolated Merchant Shack. This is really far south from where you start. So this is the starting zone. This is where you first start the game. And you won't have these maps. You find these maps in two different places, which that's a different video altogether. But you're going to start here. You're going to immediately head to the east until you get to this lake. Cross the lake till you get to this road. Follow that road south. And eventually, it will fork in two different directions. At that point, go north and take this path. It'll eventually have you go over a rope bridge, and if you go over to the rope bridge, you know you're heading the right way. Then you're going to go up here along this dangerous path with enemies. I would highly recommend getting the horse first, and then from there, you can go over through these plains, go through the plains all the way through here till you get to the beach, and you'll see this guy's shack over at the beach. You'll see this wooden shack, broken down shack right next to the beach, and that will have this grace, and it'll have this merchant in it. So down there, here's the whole map again. It's right down there, this guy. And he'll sell you the lantern for, I think, what was it, 1,800 runes? And that is how you get the lantern in Elden Ring.